Good day, everyone. I just wanted to do an update today. You say, well, who are you doing an update about? Well, I wanted to do an update for Rena Verk. Or how do you pronounce it? I'm sorry. Verk. Okay. Um, Despite what I've been going through for the past couple days, um, Rena has come in very strong, y'all. Okay. She has not let up since our last reading. And mind you, Rena has suffered a very traumatic death. So, whenever that happens, spirits really have a hard time resting, especially when there are false allegations and all kinds of stuff going on. I kind of want to explain where she's coming from, okay? Drinking tea, y'all. So, the reading was very accurate, believe it or not, because again, if you're going off the movie, if you're going off media, newspapers, magazines, we're gonna have a problem, y'all, because this is a problem. A lot of that stuff, y'all, was not only a mess, okay? A lot of it was false, all right? So, not only were, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Because she nudged me yesterday and I was like, look, Rena, I'm in pain. I'm not feeling good. I'm not really up for this. And she's like, no, I got to show you something. So I'm like, okay, show me. So she showed me where to go to actually view her movie, okay, or what the movie made about her. And she was like, this is just a mess. A mess. And I watched it. I watched all of it, despite my feelings of how I was feeling yesterday. And I said, okay, it is a mess. I can see that. And she's very upset about that. She's very upset about the things that are being said about her. She's very upset about how just everything was so off about the whole thing, y'all. The actors didn't look nothing like the people. Is a lot of false information being told in that to depict it one way, okay? Um, this is what movies do. This is what Hollywood does. This is what media does. This is what magazines, newspapers, all of this. This is what they do, y'all. Okay? Pray nothing happens to you because your story could be all messed up. All right? Anyone, any breathing person is going to be upset, whether it be a good or a bad person, is going to be upset about their story not being told with truth. Okay? You know, even serial killers get mad when their stuff ain't told right. You know what I mean? So this is a everybody thing. You can see the camera moving, so she's very emotional about this and she wants to get this out. So I guess she's using me today as a vessel. It's fine. It's fine because she's very strong about it. She's very adamant about it. She's not gonna let up. I still gotta see this girl sign, Lord. She's not gonna let this thing up, y'all. Okay? So again, way off. Way off, okay? What kind of blew me away in the reading was the card that came out with the two girls. So we had the brunette, we had the blonde, okay? The kind of really was like, wow, okay. So there were a lot of things that came out in that reading that was a very wow factor, okay? So you're saying, okay, what things weren't true or what are you talking about? Well, first of all, let's not even get into the characters that were chosen. Let's not do it, okay? But the storyline itself, I want to have her speak, okay? Because this is kind of her thing right now. It's not my thing, if that makes any sense. This is not my opinion. This is her coming through me speaking, okay? So, what are you really upset about here? First of all, a lot of things weren't told what happened to her. Secondly, the storyline was not right, okay? She's saying that I know I did a lot of bad things. I was a kid. I wanted to fit in. I was coerced into a lot of things as well. I understand that my desire was so strong to fit in and be accepted that there were things that I did that were wrong that I eventually would have had to pay for to balance scales. I understand that. But not to that degree, okay? What I need her to understand is this was her fate. This really had nothing to do with, oh, you did something so bad that you died. This was what was supposed to happen to you for what the things that you have done, okay? That's not true. She was a kid, y'all. We've all done crazy things as kids. And I understand what was said that she did to her father was extreme. I understand that. That's extreme. I'm not even going to sit here in front, kid or not, Rena, that's extreme. All right. But you have to understand the level of desire, okay, that this girl wanted to fit in. And also, she does realize that was not only a terrible thing when she was alive, but also in death, okay? She is doing the work. One moment. Okay, y'all already know how my life goes, y'all. Interruption after interruption. Anyways, or I must have been on to something. Okay. So she does realize that some choices that she made, some things she done as a kid were extreme, were a little crazy, y'all. And we have went over it, and I understand where she's coming from, okay? And she is remorseful. She is. But again, we have to keep in mind, again, the level of desire of her wanting to fit in, her being so different, you guys, things that she cannot change physically. So we don't need to be throwing darts at a kid, all right? Now you would say, okay, then we don't need to throw darts at the kids that did that. Okay, that's a fair argument. But again, what was done to her and the fact that these kids don't have any remorse, okay, is on a whole nother level of things that I'm talking about right now. So we're dealing with two different energies. I do feel like Rena was a good person. She still is a good person. She was a kid who got caught up in some things, who got coerced by some evil kids to do some evil things, okay? And they're coming from two different worlds. You know, most of them, their parents were way off, and her parents were in her life, who were active, who did care about her. So this is coming from two different worlds, and that's why we also got the card, the two different worlds or other worlds, okay? Not just in race, but we're talking about spiritually, we're talking about financially, we're talking about going into economics, that the family's actually there, they're active, they're doing this, they're doing that for her. Okay, so there was some jealousy and envy there, of course, on the other kids' parts, naturally. Should it have been taken to this extreme? Absolutely not. As far as the rumors about her saying things about people that were involved, I don't believe it's necessarily 100% not true, but I don't believe that she said everything they said that she said. There were some things added, some things taken away that were supposed to make this type of escalation look justified. All right? None of this is justifiable. People are so quick to judge, so quick to have a witch hunt, you know, without really looking at the big picture, right? These kids should be held accountable on the level of spirituality as well, because these are very cold-hearted uh, individuals who are still not remorseful about it to this day. Feel that it was well deserved. There's still a lot of envy, jealousy going on there. A lot of narcissism. It's just nasty and it's evil and it's dark. And I'm just Team Rena. I'm sorry, whether you like it or not. So she wants to get that out. There's a lot of false information, y'all. A lot of making stuff look like what it ain't. It's on the level of, okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all, okay. So you remember when they was just getting anybody to play these Lifetime movies? Just anybody. Okay? This is kind of what happened with her. She feels like the characters were off. The one girl didn't even really look like her to really explain how hate crimes really occur, y'all. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain is if they would have got a character who really looked more like Rena, trust me, I think on some level people would have understood more why this happens and what we need to do to fix it. Okay? If I had to describe it, it would kind of be like getting a skinny kid to play a fat kid to try to help you to understand how fat kids get bullied. Now that doesn't make any sense, right? So I feel like this character that they picked did not really give a person the chance to say, oh, I really see, you know what I mean? How this could happen, how this would trigger someone with these types of thoughts, you know? It's very hard to explain because she's so in her emotions about it. And it would take a person to really sit down and really give her the opportunity to explain and express herself. And I feel in life that was also something she struggled with, was people really didn't take the time to listen to her and let her express these feelings that she's having or had, you know what I mean? So despite how I was feeling, I took my whole day out, okay, for Rena's spirit, because she came in strong, like, listen, I just need you to do this. And I'm like, okay, I feel like roadkill, but I'll do it. And I was just really blown away by what she was really trying to express to me, that she kind of wants y'all to hear and understand too. Like, and I'm just getting the emotions now. It's hard because I feel like she's overwhelmed and she just wants to cry and just burst out. She wishes that she could get the real story across. Okay, so what are you trying to get across? She's saying if I could have told her, well, Rena, everybody, can't do what I do, so I don't really know. She wants to say she felt like she was forced to do the things that she did. Again, I feel there's a very heavy influence. She feels like she was forced, y'all. Okay? That there was no other way for her to be heard or her to be understood. Yes, there was some cattiness going on between the females, and there always usually is, right? Yes, she did do some things to her family that she's still wanting forgiveness for, and we get it, right? I never said she was 100% angel. I never said that. What I do feel like is that she was a kid who was in a situation who did not really know how to talk about her feelings, y'all. okay? Or she tried and people just brushed her off for whatever reason. And so actions was more her way of communication. But the things that she done with her actions, people were like, whoa, um, because I feel she was definitely very, very much in her feelings. And she did things more out of anger, okay, and frustration than actually patience, which is something that is learned, of course, with maturity and learning and stuff like that. So, again, mind you, we have to keep in mind she was a kid. We have to do that, okay? So, these are the things that she wants to get out. She wants you to understand that she knows that she wasn't 100% right in everything, but that she was coming out of a child's place. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming from the mind of a kid. All right? And we get it, and there's no harsh judgment here. There's none. I didn't do anything that extreme, but I know y'all, some stuff I was out there. Listen. um my father's hair was very gray for a reason. All right. Not gonna say I was a bad kid, but was I somewhat going into a rebellious stage? Yes. Um, and it was very frustrating for him because he had an image to uphold, and um, in my household, it was all about image. It was all about status, how you're seen, how people see you. How you look. You couldn't get but so big. I mean, it was a lot of pressure, right? Even up to the point my dad died, he was still very critical and very strict and very opinionated. All right. And that's something I struggled with. And I did not want to put that on my children. Okay. But I did understand how society is like that. And so I wanted to protect them from that. Okay. Another thing, it did not show the level of torment that I feel Rena went through. It did not, because I'm going to tell you why it didn't. Okay? Because I don't feel on some level people could have handled it. Now, they would have really steered in another direction. I feel like they tried to take the heat off of what these kids did, or take the heat off of these kids. But listen, if somebody really showed what really happened to her under that bridge, you would be pretty upset at those kids, all right? Because nobody wants to come see their child like that, or identify their child like that, where they're unrecognizable. And the only thing you could recognize is maybe her nail polish, her something that a parent would know. Okay. See, now I'm feeling the emotions coming from the parents, Rena, everything. Okay. That's sad. That's just sad. And I do feel that these kids should be held accountable. Absolutely. Yes, they come from a place where remorse is not something they're able to feel. They went through some things too, and I get it, right? But we do have to understand that she was severely beaten and tormented, and not only does this make it hard for spirits to get themselves together as far as transitioning and this and that, but they're kind of unable to rest until their story is cleared, or they feel like there's justice, the type of justice they're wanting and seeking. Okay. It's not that Rena doesn't forgive the kids. It's she feels like, why should I rest if they're not really telling the truth about what happened to me? Okay. Now, when I was watching the movie, I felt like if I didn't know nothing about it, if I wasn't into spiritual things, if I wasn't a deep person like I am, I would kind of be like, well, my remorse would kind of go more towards the kids who did this because of the lives that they uh, had, okay? That's not where we should be going. That's not where we should be going. And I understand that sympathy should be on both ends. That's great. But this happened to Rena. She was the victim here. Okay? Because a lot of people do that. Like with Jeffrey Dahmer, they say, oh, but his life, you know. But if you seen pictures of how these victims were found, y'all, and these families had to see that and know that, then it's kind of like you would start feeling a little bit differently about, okay, who's the bad guy, who's the innocent person here. Because if we start putting all of our sympathy and empathy towards the perpetrators, then where is the sympathy and empathy for the victim? Okay? So to me, it seemed like the movie was going towards, okay, feel sorry for the kids. But that scene that was not there, what really happened to her, would make you steer another direction. Because not only did these kids taunt the parents, they showed no remorse. They lied several times. Okay? So you got to keep these things in mind. And I really hate that this happened to Rena. Again, she wanted to get her feelings out, and that's cool. That's what we're here for. I don't know what else I'm going to choose, y'all. I've been kind of looking for more material. If y'all have any suggestions, please help your girl out. My birthday is tomorrow, so I'm really not focused on that hard right now, if you know what I'm saying. I got some plans for my birthday and everything coming up, and I gotta be ready for that. So my focus is kind of other places. But if you have any suggestions to help me, I would love that. I really would. And I'm not doing nothing dark right now. Like I'm not channeling Maxwell Anderson, none of that, because I don't want to ruin my birthday, and that's not the energy that I want to be in right now. But I do have that coming up because that was a request from a viewer, but it just ain't the right time. And as scripture says, there's a time and a place for all things, okay? And it just ain't right now. But I am looking for new material to try to get into. I've had a couple new spirits come in. It's some interesting stories, y'all. Some cold cases from years and years ago. And that's what they do. They just come in like that. You know, I had picked up Rena way before the viewer even requested it. And I was kind of going on that road. But when she requested it, it was a relief. Like, let me go ahead and do it. Obviously, it's coming in very strong, okay? So, hopefully the viewer enjoyed the video. Again, the video is not going to match up with what media is talking about or that movie, so you can forget it. Because that movie was so off, y'all, I don't even know what to do. Not only were people's races off, it's a mess, okay? Listen. I don't know if there's a shortage of actresses and actors. I don't know. But this has to stop. All right. And again, I hate they cut out the scene of what really happened because, y'all, I don't think they could put that in there. I'm being serious. What really happened to her, I don't think they could even do it. I'm going to be honest. Because it's heavy, you know. especially for them parents. Probably them parents said don't put that in there. I don't know. But if they were telling the truth on what really happened to Rena, trust me, you don't want to see it. Hopefully this is kind of where she feels relieved now to let me move forward to help some other spirits. That's what it's all about. They need to kind of relax, step back, give these other spirits a chance to come forward. Even though, yes, they're very intense about their stories and what happened. I get it. But there's so many other people, y'all, that have not been heard or not been validated. And this has to be something that they understand. All right. But sometimes spirits can be very childish, and it's cool. Um, they can be like toddlers, like, oh no, do me next, or no, I need you to say this for me, And sometimes it's kind of like they come off as very anxious children, if you will. I know that sounds crazy, but then you have to tell them, okay, listen, we got some other things we got to handle and look at right now, So, and they usually are very respectful about it. They usually are very understanding and respectful, so I don't have any problems. Again, looking for new material, y'all. So I'm going to do some cards today. I'm going to do mindful messages, see what messages we got, or if Rena wants to tell us anything today in particular. Let's see. All right. Unique lives. Now, isn't this interesting? I respect everyone's individual decisions and way of life, and as people should. All right. We are each on our own unique journeys. Absolutely. And my way isn't the only way. My job is not to change others, but to simply love them. Okay. Listen, if accuracy had a face, this is what I feel she's in her feelings, y'all, about stuff like this. And yes, I'm very anti-bullying. Very. Let people live, be who they are, be on their own mission, their own journeys. We have no right to judge. None. And to say people should look like us, act like us, do what we do, who gives us the right to do that? This world is made up of so many different cultures, so many different people on so many different levels, all right? With so many different purposes and missions that we don't have the right to do that. All right? Very good, Rena. That is a beautiful message. And I think this depicts, what you were going through and what you were trying to express. And I think it's just beautiful. Thank you. Let's do stress less, y'all, because I've been stressing this week. I'm going to tell you that right now. My hair is telling it. All right, let's see if we get a good stress card for today. If anybody's out there stressing, this is for you. Rena's up here stressing in her feelings. Everybody just stressing this week. All right, let's see what we got. Go on a holiday. See, that's just in time for my birthday. All right. Excuse me. Close your eyes. Think of a wonderful city or another holiday destination you've been to or seen photos of. Don't tempt me, okay? Imagine being there and sensing the surroundings. I would love to be at a beach house right now, to tell you the truth. Smell the ocean, believe it or not, you can smell the ocean. Like the sea creatures, the shells, the sand. Oh, that would be great. How does it feel and smell? Excellent to me. Now, this is your own personal thing, wherever you want to be, okay? How is the sensation of your skin? Okay. So I'm imagining like the ocean breeze on my skin. Y'all, I'm about to just fall asleep right now thinking about that. Embrace the view and the atmosphere with your whole being. Just soak it up. Take this holiday for 5-10 minutes. Traveling in these wonderful thoughts reduces stressful feelings. Okay, that is great because you know where adults go wrong. I'm going to really tell you where I think they go wrong. Is they're too busy trying to be adults. Remember when you was a kid and you would just daydream or just pretend you're in a place that you're not, you know? It's a beautiful thing. It really is, just to let your mind escape from the stresses that we go through every day, you know? Go on your lunch break, get out that break room, get away from people, and just go let your mind just escape to a place where you can relax, you know, whether it be the beach, whether it's maybe you like going to the club, maybe that's the place you love to be. Wherever, you know, I think we forget or we think we're too grown to actually do things that children do, right? Like be playful, laugh stupid stuff off, you know, just let it roll down your back. Forget about stuff for a little bit and just, you know, daydream, go into your favorite place in your mind, you know. I think these things are very healthy. Seriously. Um, but most people say, "Oh, that's so childish." Yeah, you should be a child sometimes. Absolutely. I'm all for it. Now, being that all the time would be something you may want to look into, but doing that every now and again, I really think it's healthy. You know, going somewhere laughing about nothing just because you felt the breeze, just laugh, you know. We forget to do that. We really do. Um, or go out with somebody you love and just run and laugh and play. I remember one time me and my daughter, y'all, we are just two goofballs. Now she's a Taurus too, so I know y'all like what is going on. So I was going to go to work, and we were outside, and y'all we was pretending to be in a Michael Jackson video. I promise if somebody would have rolled by, they'd have been like, okay, I don't know what they smoking, but we was just having the times of our lives, y'all, just pretending we're in this Michael Jackson video doing these weird, funny dances, right? And it really kind of looked like it a little bit. Like we was really looking crazy though. But we were having fun and laughing. And it's just moments like that. That's what I'm talking about, where you do something really childish, right? But it's fun. And I promise you, it's like 20 years from now, y'all will remember that or talk about it. Like, remember when we was outside? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you got to do that sometimes. You got to. And yes, I was running late. And no, you cannot say I'm late because I was outside pretending I was Michael Jackson in a video, okay? But that's exactly what happened. But it was a great time, y'all. It was a great time. It was a great memory. So, or just, you know, watch something crazy with somebody you love. You know, last night we was watching police videos, y'all. I don't know why those crack me up. I don't know why. But okay, so for example, I gotta tell y'all about this. So there was a cat named Beans. His name was Beans. And it's a little kitten. They pulled these people over in the car. They had meth all in the car, right? This is a show, not my life. This is on a police show that we were watching last night, okay? So they pulled these people over. They had meth in the car. And little Beans, y'all, he looked like he was so high, like his eyes were just bulging out of his head because I guess they were smoking it in the car too. And little Beans looked like he had went to another dimension, y'all. So in the car, um, how do I say this? Okay. I guess they call him Beans for a reason, right? Because he obviously is eating beans, if you know what I'm saying. Because in the car, he had some accidents, okay, which I thought was pretty gross. Like, you're in the car, there's, anyway. Poor little beans, right? So they end up arresting the people in the car. Now, this is how they got pulled over in the first place. So the one lady, I thought it was pretty sad at first. Like, okay, people going through their stuff. Okay, she stopped and she stole a bar of soap somewhere. She said she was tired of smelling. And I felt bad. Like, you never know nobody's situation. She stole a bar of soap. She said she wanted to wash herself. She was tired of smelling. And that's why they ended up really pulling them over, y'all. But then they found the stuff in the car. They had been smoking in the car. The cat is high, too. Okay. He's so high, he can't even control himself. You know what I'm talking about. And his eyes literally looked like they was going to bulge out of his head. So they end up arresting the people in the car. Y'all. Poor little Beans. He's left behind in the car. They don't know what they're going to do with little Beans. But Beans had been through some things, y'all. Okay? He had been through some things in his life, and I could tell that. And me being the seer that I am, I'm like, I don't even want to know what the house looked like. We've seen the car. We're not going there, right? So I knew Beans was having it rough. All right? This little cat, y'all just don't know. I said, Lord, hopefully they send Beans to a rehab. He can get his life together. Because, y'all, that's a shame, okay? That is a shame and a disgrace. I would have even adopted Beans. I'm serious. He probably would have had to go to rehab, true, but I would have went ahead and took Beans in because he seemed like he was cool. But when I tell you he looked like he was smoking with him, y'all. Ugh. Anyways, it's just stuff like that makes you laugh. It's not that it was really funny because it's a hot mess, but just, just do little stuff like that. Just turn something on where y'all know y'all gonna fall out laughing, live life, be a kid, laugh sometimes, all right? And stress less. That's the thing for today. That's basically the updates that I have because I don't have anybody else right now. I'm really, again, still looking for material. Y'all gotta excuse me for being goofy because I guess because my birthday's tomorrow, I'm just kind of feeling a little, free. So, again, if you have any material, shoot it my way. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support, all the interaction. We are trying to push anti-bullying. We're trying to push for justice for these spirits and things that have happened. And it's rough, but with you guys, it can be possible. And I thank you guys for everything, okay? You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, share, get our channel out there. Again, love y'all. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a great day.